Action fanatics, it is Actionversary week, and this is a very special edition of the Bulletproof podcast. I am your host, Chris the Brain. Joining me for this very special edition, it is the snot-licking donkey fart himself, Chris DePetrillo.
Wow, what an intro. I was going to say, I'm here to join you for your favorite GDCB. So let's lay down the law on this anniversary edition of the Bulletproof podcast.
We also have the dinosaur dork himself, Ryan Campbell.
I've been spending the week trying to come up with what would be Ryan's law.
Oh, have you come up with anything?
I have not, no.
Thank you for bringing it up then. And last but not least, we have a very special guest. It's the direct-to-video butt crust, Matt Poirier.
I was wondering if I was going to get butt crust. Excellent. Yes. I'm. If you're wondering what Poirier's law is, it's anything that can be made into a tangent will be made into a tangent.
Get ready.
But I'm excited to talk about this movie. I'm excited. So
get ready to hit the pause button or put on your Depends right now, because this one could be a long one. That's what she said. I don't know, but let's talk.
StreamYard has anything to say about it.
Well, yeah, we'll find out. We're testing the limits. We're going to see if anything that can go wrong will go wrong on this episode, because we will be talking about Murphy's Law, starring Charles Bronson. But before we get into it, as I mentioned, it is Actionversary week. This is it, folks. 12 years of BulletproofAction.com, and we are celebrating this Saturday with our ultimate Stephen J. Cannell countdown with Matt. Matt, you were part of it. And
yes.
You'll be talking about your favorite, of course, it's from the 70s, The Rockford Files.
Yes, which actually has a connection to tonight's movies, which is good too.
That is right. I'm waiting for you to jump right in when that happens. This is going to be add 15 minutes right here, folks.
Right.
Tangent incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. We will have that countdown. We are the top 10 Stephen J. Cannell. So spoiler alert, The Rockford Files is on there. But where? You'll have to read to find out. We'll also have a very special companion piece from our TV guru, Andrew Babcock. We'll have some honorable mentions, some of the shows that didn't make the cut on the countdown, and some that were very obscure that you may not have even ever heard of. But of course, Babcock somehow owns bootleg DVD versions of them. So that's Babcock. And Toyman, we talked about it, but it's going to happen. It's a big one for you. It's Sidekicks.
Yeah, we talked a long time ago about how Chuck Norris veered into family-friendly territory, fresh off Missing in Action 1 and 2, Ryan Campbell's favorite movie. He had done the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos cartoon, but we're going to go and take a look at Sidekicks, which was his big-budget mainstream movie entry into the family-friendly genre.
Yeah, it's no Forest Warrior, I'll tell you that. But speaking of Forest Warrior, that's a new Image film, as is Cyborg Cop 3, which I will have a review of that. And as this dropped, Matt Spector has already presented 12 things you didn't know about the Dirty Dozen for our 12th anniversary. Plus a dozen is 12. Does everyone get that? All those things connect? Just saying. And you know what? Speaking of connections, this is Murphy's Law. This is a canon production. If you go to bulletproofaction.com today, maybe not right now, I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but if you go there, the special Canon collection, Ryan Campbell, all of our Canon content now in one place.
Oh, I'm sure that one took you a while to put together.
Whoa, that was in the final days of unemployment. And I was going through, I'm like, I got to get this done because I am not going to have the time that I have now. Because, yeah, that's a doozy. So that will join the PM Entertainment Collection and, of course, the Sniper Collection as our special one-stop shop for those things. But before we get into Bulletproof Action this, Bulletproof Action that, us, 12 years, blah, blah, what's going on in the world of the direct-to-video connoisseur?
Yes, and I want to say quickly, next year, being a baker's dozen, you're going to do a Tim Baker. 13 things you don't know about Tim Baker.
13 things I hate about Tim Baker.
Exactly. But yeah, the DTVC, we recently just did an episode called on Silent Trigger. So Freddie Young from Full Moon Review Zone, we talked about that, and also talked about kind of I don't want to say the resurgence in the movie theater, but like kind of this the amount of people going to the theater now, that like, you know, these big movies that are doing really big, but also just seems like people are going a lot more now, and you know, talking about that experience. So that's this week's episode, and then next week Ty from Comeuppance is back on, and we were looking at Hounds of War, Isaac Florentine film, and then one that I know, Brain, you were a fan of when you reviewed it on Bulletproof Action, Affinity, with Marco Zaror. Yeah, and then our spotlight on a fight, we look at the end fight scene in The Perfect Weapon, which I hadn't seen in like 30 years. Yeah, so I watched it. It's on Pluto, so I had a chance to watch it recently. It had been like, I don't know how I let that happen. I guess because it wasn't on a lot of, it wasn't on streamers, and it was even hard to find on DVD for a little bit. I think now it's got a Blu-ray, right?
It does, yep.
Yeah, so it's crazy though how that happens, where you're just like, oh, I've seen The Perfect Weapon, I'm okay, you know, but then you're like, I want to see it. Well, how do I get it? I got to buy a VHS somehow or something, and then suddenly it's on Pluto, and I watch it. I'm like, how did I let myself go 30 years without watching that movie?
You should be ashamed of yourself. But
yeah,
you've corrected that problem, and I mean, the perfect pick for a spotlight on a fight. I mean, it's The Perfect Weapon.
Oh, that end fight scene with Tanaka just coming in on the boat off screen, and Speakman just going to work on him. Yeah, that's tons of fun.
Tons of fun. Take that, Professor Tanaka, being a heavy-set gentleman.
Yes, no pun intended, Mr. Tanaka, Professor Tanaka.
I think he's dead.
Man, then
he did pass away.
Then he took away his doctorate and called him Mister. Kicking the man while he's down.
Awful. Well, welcome to the club. I mean, most of us on this show are awful. But so here we go. But this is going to be a very special awful edition again, because we're celebrating 12 years of Bulletproof Action, and we're doing it with, you know, Canon style. Canon, without Canon, there would be no Bulletproof Action. That's been said many times, and it's true. You know, Chad Cruz and I would talk about Canon films so often that when he had the harebrained idea to start a website, he knew to call upon me to help make that happen, and then he abandoned me. But that's fine. That's fine. I've got help here. I've got Ryan. I've got
now you're in too deep and you can't get out.
Yeah, and it's too far. I'm too far along. Too much work has gone into it to just be like, well, fuck it. Like if I had some really great other thing, like, oh well, I can't do that because now I've got this thing to do. No, I got news for you people. I ain't got shit to do. So I'm going to keep doing this probably until I'm dead, just to be morbid. But it's true because I enjoy it. I do love it.
That's Brain's law.
Do it until you're dead. That's Brain's law. And I love
there's an X-rated movie with that title, Brain. Better not trademark that one. The Google searches could go off the path.
Oh well, they already do. But yeah, we're talking Murphy's Law, which celebrated its 40th anniversary earlier this year, April 18th to be exact. This one directed by J. Lee Thompson, who directed many, I think maybe 9 Bronson movies altogether.
A lot of Canon classics. 10 to Midnight.
10 to Midnight. Yep. He did.
He did Firewalker, which we talked about not that long ago.
He did do Firewalker, and yeah, we talked about that after Chuck had passed. So
and the Great Death Wish 4.
DW4. I think he did the first King Solomon. He may have done both, but he definitely did the first the King Solomon or Alan Quartermain movies. But yeah, J. Lee Thompson. So again, Bronson was very particular about who he worked with, unlike me. But Bronson, Ryan Campbell, he didn't just work with any director. He had his favorites.
Oh, for sure. Especially at this age in his career where he had like all the pull.
Right.
He was making a lot of decisions. It helped that one of his producers was his wife as well. So there's a lot of pull going on that set with the two of them.
Oh yeah, and this is one that I did a 10 things about this some time ago because they put that out on a beautiful shiny Blu-ray, and Bronson would be like, he treated this like an 8 to 5 job. He was going to be on set for 8 hours. he was going home to have dinner with his family. So you damn well better get this shit done. And he'd get very frustrated. But let's get into it now, Matt, because we see Jack Murphy finishing up his grocery shopping at the liquor store. Have you ever done any grocery shopping at the liquor store in the metropolis that is Philadelphia?
So not in Philadelphia, but when I lived in Maine, they essentially abolished their state liquor stores, and so the grocery stores had liquor aisles. Okay. So it wasn't so much a liquor store; it's like essentially the grocery store took on the liquor store. So that's, I guess, as close as I could get. But I don't know. Also, it seemed like a really good price for oranges. It was like $8 for $1 for oranges, which I pay like $1 per now. So I didn't realize 8 times the inflation on those.
Well, this is 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Things were different. We also are going to see Arabella McGee, although we won't know that name quite yet. And once we find out, though, Bronson loves it. Anyway, we get Arabella Toyman, played by Kathleen Wilhoit. She's trying to steal the man's car.
He is, and we get a very different Bronson than we get in Death Wish 3 when the thugs were approaching his car. Because over there, he was very nonchalant. He was like, well, that's my car. And then, of course, he made them be dead 2 seconds later. And right. Here, he's kind of like a panicked, little bit of humor, as much humor as you could get out of Charles Bronson. Like, that's my car. And as she speeds off, he decides to hurl his bag of groceries at her. I don't know if that was a very knowledgeable thing to do, because now he's losing both his food for the evening and his car all in one fell swoop.
It is funny that he actually plays a cop in this one, and he's more like startled by it.
Yeah. Well, I think he even says, "You can't take that. I'm a cop. You can't steal my car." And so yeah, she ends up, because she's obviously nervous and she's had groceries thrown at her. She ends up crashing into a pizza joint. Matt, do you believe PM Entertainment took inspiration, because they like to smash through pizza parlors?
I think especially like, when we were on PM talking about Midnight Warrior, that era of canon, of PM, the late 80s era wasn't that far removed from this, and I could see, I think PM eventually develops their own kind of thing where it's a little less gritty and it's more kind of over the top with the action. But yeah, I kind of had that same feeling. I was like, wow, because we know, right? Like you said, Bulletproof action wouldn't exist without canon. I think a lot of these studios, PM, obviously
New Image.
You're right. Yeah. And yes, part of it is the fact that Canon tried to fly too close to the sun and they kind of go under in the early 90s, and there was room for more things to come out. But I think that the model that that Canon set in this like 80s period with Bronson films and Chuck Norris films and later, Dudikoff films, that was the paradigm. And so, yeah, you can kind of see it's almost like PM, making Midnight Warrior. It's like, we got to send a guy through a window or like soon in this movie, or I guess Repo Jake, right? That's another one where it's like, you got to send somebody through a window at a pizza place. You can kind of see those parallels for sure.
So yeah, once the car has crashed, Arabella now has to go on foot. This is where Murphy catches up with her as she's trying to climb a fence. Before he can cuff her and take her in, though, she nails him in the balls and runs off. So this is not, again, Toyman, this is not the Charles Bronson we're used to seeing.
No, Matt made the reference earlier on. This might be like Charles Bronson as portrayed by Tim Baker at this point, because he's just catching it from all ends. He's kind of a sad sack.
He is a sad sack, but nobody is the level of sad sack as Tim Baker. Tim Baker has the saddest sack of them all.
Whoa. All right, do it till you're dead. The saddest sack of them all. You're really pitching the porn titles tonight.
Ryan Campbell, what did you have to say?
I was going to say we find out here in a little bit why he is such a sad sack. I don't think the movie has revealed it yet. So
but we're getting.
The movie has not revealed his sack, Ryan Campbell. Is that what you're saying?
Not quite yet.
My word. So yeah, we're definitely not seeing Murphy at his best. But yeah, next morning he wakes up hungover because he didn't have any food. He probably just drank his dinner. So he's on an empty stomach. That can't be good. The phone is ringing. I'm assuming by my notes that it is his partner Art to say, "Hey, we got a crime scene to report to." And when he gets there, Art, played by Robert F. Lyons, another frequent Bronson collaborator, just giving the recap of his sexcapades. Ryan Campbell, is this something you do a lot?
It is not Brain. No, I don't kiss and tell. I tend to be a very discreet lover. Yeah.
Oh, lover. Okay. Well, anyway, and Murphy's just like, I don't want to hear about it. He's so. Maybe that's why I enjoy this one.
Just curmudgeon.
Yeah. Remember a few weeks back, I said that's what I'm shooting for. Is that curmudgeon status? I mean, right here's a great example of what I should be following. If I started drinking, I'd probably achieve it already. Anyway, the dead body that they're there to investigate is that of a hooker who worked for Anthony Vincenzo. So obviously they're going to be like, oh, well, she worked for Anthony. She's dead. I think that's enough to get a warrant. And in fact, they do. But they don't find Anthony. They go to a fancy restaurant and they find Anthony's mother and his brother, Frank, played by Richard Romanus. If you want to talk about we were talking about The Sopranos before we went on the air. That's who I always remember him from there. But yeah, they're eating at a fancy restaurant, and Frank's like, he's playing. He's aloof. Like he's not a criminal. He's just there with his mother eating. But when Murphy shows him the warrant, he's like, oh, what's that to me? Nothing. He doesn't want anything. But then he brings up Murphy's Law. But you being our special guest, I will allow you the honor of telling us about Jack Murphy's Law.
Yes. So Vincenzo, he uses Murphy's Law to threaten him, right? Hey, you could get run over by a truck. You could fall out a window. These things could happen to you, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And Bronson gives him the best reply. So you were saying he's in his Tim Baker phase early in the movie. He is fully out of Baker at this point. Now. Yeah. Yeah. Because he just says, you want to know Jack Murphy's Law? You fuck with Jack Murphy, you die, right?
That's not it at all. You're wrong.
What was it? You fuck with Jack Murphy?
I gave it to you on a silver platter.
Murphy's Law. Don't fuck with Jack Murphy. Murphy's Law. Don't fuck with Jack Murphy. Right? Is that? Did I get it?
You can say it 10 times in a row. It's not going to make up.
And I'm pretty sure with Bronson involved, he will die.
Yeah, I messed it the first time. No, don't fuck with Jack Murphy. Yeah, how did I do that? Yeah. I don't know where that came from. You fuck with Jack. I don't even know where that. Yeah. No, I apologize. I don't know how I screwed it up the first time.
Where's that cricket sound? Anyway, so we find out. Yeah, I only know Jack Murphy's Law, and it's a simple one.
Right.
Don't fuck with Jack Murphy. Yeah. That's how you were supposed to deliver.
I know. I blew it. I know.
There's no subtlety in this movie because we're not even 10 minutes in. And it's like, okay, the name of it's Murphy's Law. And we talk about what Murphy's Law actually is. But Jack Murphy is a cop and the cops are the law. It's like they're really just hammering us over the head with the mallet at this point.
Go and I love every minute of it. Keep doing it. I want to get hit in the head. Now it's time to introduce our villain. And just as much as this is not your typical Bronson movie, let's talk about this is not your typical villain, Toyman.
No, not at all. We do not get an intimidating gang of thugs. We do not get even the original Death Wish format of just kind of ping-ponging from, crook to creep. We get Joan Freeman, who is a psychotic, is probably putting it lightly, but a psychotic, unbalanced woman who holds a grudge against the cop that put her away. And that cop is, dun, 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 Jack Murphy.
Yeah, a psychotic, unbalanced. Do you want to say anything more, Toyman?
No, because they're apt descriptions of this character. Yeah, you're not going to trap me in a corner with another substitute incident here.
He was ready to be like, but aren't they all? Anyway, that's what Toyman was thinking, folks, not me. I would never say such a thing. Anyway, so yeah, Joan Freeman, she gets off the bus. She goes to a payphone. She calls a private detective. Apparently, she had hired him to find her some addresses. So they set up a meeting, and that's
Lawrence Turney.
Yeah, Lawrence Turney, who I will always remember from his one guest appearance on Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah.
Yes.
Master of the house. Anyway, he's there, and he's like, hey, I had some trouble finding one of these addresses, so it's gonna cost you an extra $2,000. And then she's like, nah, she don't want to do that. And then she's like, eventually gets him to the point, Ryan Campbell, where she's like, why don't you open up and say, ah.
Yeah, and then we get a pretty close encounter ritualistic kill here. She puts that gun in there and blows him away, and that had to be messy.
Oh yeah, but she's a psychotic, unbalanced woman, as Toyman so aptly described her.
But I don't know if that gives her enough credit though, because she's also very like calculated and like assassin.
Oh yeah,
so it's not like she's just like like off the cuff. Like she's carefully thought this through.
Yeah, she's
very calculated, but she's got creepy overtones. Like even when she's not just like say like she makes like the wild eyes and like does the mannerism and everything. So
it's gonna get much creepier. I can tell you for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So when Murphy gets home, he finds divorce papers in his mailbox, and now all the pieces are starting to come together. Like, okay, this guy, his home life is ruined. No wonder he's hitting the bottle. The phone actually rings, and it's Joan Freeman, but he doesn't. She's not going to be like, "Hi, Murphy, this is Joan Freeman. I'm going to come kill you." No, she's playing games. She's playing mind games with him, and she's like, "I'm going to kill you, but first I'm going to make your life hell." And then next thing you know, we see her actually outside of his place stalking him.
He should have responded like, "I'm already in it," or something.
Right.
His life is already pretty much hell.
Yeah. Was that King of the Kickboxers? My life's been hell for 7 years, or whatever it is. He says that. Yeah.
Now, how come you can get that line right from a movie that we didn't even just watch?
I know. Yeah, I don't know how I do. I still don't know how I missed that one because I don't
know booger bits, but you did it anyway. Speaking of booger, here's your chance now. Here's your chance to redeem yourself, and everybody go get yourself a drink. Anyway, Murphy arrives at the police precinct, and he has a run-in with a fellow detective, Ed Reinecke, played by James Louisi. Please tell us, Matt, where we should know this man from.
Well, we should obviously, yes, the Rockford Files, but even crazier that I didn't know about his run on the Rockford Files was that he didn't start playing Lieutenant Chapman until the 3rd season, but he played like a one-off bit part, one episode in the 2nd season. So
booger bit?
Yeah, a booger bit, exactly. It's the kind of thing that kids today would lose their minds at because it destroys the whole Rockford Files canon that Louisi played 2 different parts. So, yeah, but...
That's certainly not the only time that's happened, but yeah.
Oh, no.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
And I had no idea, though, that Louisi did that. I couldn't remember that episode from the 2nd season. I have to assume my friends and I saw that episode because we used to talk about Rockford in school because we were that cool. Yes,
please tell it. Yeah. Now, folks, just so you...
All the cool kids.
They weren't talking about this in the 70s, like when it was first run. They weren't... Right, Matt's not that old. He wasn't like I don't know, in high school back then.
Right.
No. This was reruns in the 90s, I believe.
Yes, A&E when we first got A&E in Kittery, Maine. They had Rockford Files. It was like Rockford Files and Lovejoy, I think was the double bill. So Ian McShane there on Lovejoy. But Rockford, I was watching us. I was getting a kick out of the show. I was like, this show is hilarious. And then I went to school and overheard somebody else mention it. And suddenly it was like, oh, we were just, So then, we would watch it in the afternoons when we'd get home, and then we talk about it like at the cafeteria the next day. Like, oh, yeah, that episode. You see that one? Yeah, Chapman was really a jerk in that episode or something, that kind of thing.
It's like Euro Trip. With Miami Vice, #1 new show. For you, it was Rockford Files, #1 new show. All right.
Exactly.
Ed mentioned seeing Murphy's wife, now ex-wife, over at Madame Tong's. And he says, nice tits. Do they taste as good as they look? And boy, does that get a reaction out of him, Ryan Campbell.
Oh yeah, he gives a nice swift right cross right across him, and I would assume that most of those guys in his room wouldn't hold him, against it. Again, that's a pretty dick thing to do there.
Right.
I think I would be like, I didn't see nothing, Chief.
Right.
But he gets called into the chief's office and gets the riot act read to
Yeah.
him.
Get it together. Know how many guys are divorced on this fucking police force?
Yeah, he's looking all disheveled. His tie's like not right. His shirt's all wrinkled.
Oh yeah,
It's
Ed's
just,
first thing. That's
yeah.
the first thing he's like, "Hey, like your tie, Murphy, especially the stains." Reineke, you bastard.
He's just reveling in this. He's just loving seeing him.
He's going to be in hog heaven in a bit here. So Jack and get their shit together. Well, he does, because the next thing you know, Jack and Art catch up with Anthony Vincenzo at the airport. He's like trying to take hostages and shit, he's a desperate man doing desperate things until he dies.
Looked like Kenny Loggins went rogue.
Yes. Kenny Loggins, he said it best, folks. This is it. All right. Mother Vincenzo now is pissed that her baby boy has been killed, and she wants that bastard cop dead. We get quite a few bastards, not enough to make the list, but I think it's like at 6. So very respectable bastard count.
Is it up there on Bronson movies?
Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to rewatch all this shit again and just be counting. All right, here's the Bronson count. Now, again, this is why, folks, I need to win the lottery or have a mysterious benefactor that just pays for shit, so I could sit here and do that kind of quality research that I want to do. No one else probably will care about it, but I do.
We're trying to get us monetized on YouTube. It's the first step.
That's right. We're going to get monetized on YouTube. Folks, if you have not subscribed, do so. And
not just that, and play shit at all times.
All the time. We need the hours. Yeah.
Right.
We need we'll have to check the numbers. It's like, I feel like we're on a telephone. Anyway. So now
3,000 hours away.
Jack stops by Madame Tong's to see his ex-wife Jan performing on stage. Toyman, do you have anything to say about this?
No, just that the conversation that comes later, was that the inspiration for Showgirls? The whole "I'm a dancer" line that she feeds him.
Right.
Like, why do you do what you do? I'm a dancer, damn it! Like this is my life. This is not just me showing some skin.
You call what you're doing up there dancing?
He's very, but he keeps coming back, which you gotta ask, what's going on.
It's the only way he can see her.
I will say this, Brain,
they're getting divorced.
If we were to think there's a difference between a strip club and a gentleman's club, this felt like a gentleman's club.
Oh yeah.
These guys were being supportive. Like, they're cheering on these ladies. You didn't have one guy that's like drunk and like trying to touch them, or be like, hey, Tets, why don't you come dance over here? They're all just like clapping at their tables, cheering, encouraging these girls in their dreams. They're all he's the only one causing trouble is Murphy.
Right. These are the guys who are now like loyal OnlyFans subscribers.
There you go.
Like, they're just supporting the hell out of these people.
They're the rich benefactors.
Right. They're the rich
whales.
Yeah. Oh, the whales. Is that what they're called?
I think
Is that just the main thing?
No, I think that's the whale. I think it's somebody who spends a lot as a whale.
Yeah, if you've
like
got like
at the casino.
Yeah, like a mobile game where like you have to buy all the little bits. Like a lot of those games have
booger bits,
the whales that drop, thousands of dollars a week on the thing.
Okay, well, they're all right. So then he finds out that Jan is now messing around and living with the manager of the club, Carl. And so then
we also never see really be a jackass. It's kind of fun. Like most movies, they would like try to make him look like a sleazeball to help us.
He's just like,
so we can like sympathize for Murphy. But by all intents and purposes, he seems like a pretty stand-up guy.
He was probably kind of like her work husband. And then when the real husband was, then he's like, he just was able to slide right in there.
There you go.
Literally. I bet he really did. He slid. What I'm saying is he slid his penis into her vagina.
Oh, okay.
Back and forth.
I'm there now. I wasn't quite tracking with you, but
and then he jizzed. All right, now listen.
I didn't realize you filled out an application to be a sex ed teacher, Brain.
Oh, I have so much knowledge and skills, and never mind. Listen now. So he ends up following Carl and Jan home, and he's spying on them for a bit, but he doesn't realize he is being spied on by he's just giving Joan Freeman the game plan here. He's just like, here you go, lady. He is giving her this more so than I gave Matt the line to give. He is just handing this to her.
Yeah, silver platter doesn't even.
But yeah, this thing is like a platinum platter. And
clearly he did not take the threat earlier from the phone call.
Yeah, he's not in his right mind. He was possibly drunk. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Now the next day, Murphy's found he's at some sort of market. And I bet you
that happened in place though.
Yeah.
And this was you talked about the prices earlier. Man, some of the prices on that produce, I was looking there. Kind of remind me like Findlay Market here in downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of like the West Side Market in Cleveland. I'm sure this is a known market in Los Angeles. And who better to know about landmarks in geographical locations than Matt?
Yes, I'm assuming because this market does appear in some foot chases in PM movies as well. So I believe I can't think of which ones have featured it, but
I bet John Cross would know.
Filmed?
Yeah, so it's in LA. So it's like, but yeah, that market is one that it's been used in. I don't know why I can't think of the movies. Like I think one of them was maybe Magic Kid used that one. I can't remember. But yeah, I've never been there. I've been to LA a couple times, but I haven't been to that specific market, so I don't know it necessarily. But I mean, we've got the one here in Philadelphia, the
Grand Central Market, I believe is what it's called.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I mean, it seems like a great place to get meats and things like that,
and booze, apparently.
Right, exactly. It seems like everywhere in LA in the 80s you could buy booze.
There's just a liquor booth.
It's a bustling historic downtown landmark that has been operating since 1917.
Whoa. That's the year people thought that Matt was born in, that he was going to school and talking about the Rockford Files. Right. But that's not it. That doesn't match up, folks.
How much did LA even exist in 1917?
It was just this market and
some orange fields, right?
Yeah. It was like the first thing they put in after the train station, connecting it to the Midwest.
Like people get off the train, they're going to be hungry and want liquor. We're going to help them out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess there was more. I guess I remember Mildred Pierce, that novel took place in that area in the 30s, I guess, or 40s or 30s.
I thought you just were going to say you remembered Mildred Pierce.
There's a Mildred Pierce that I remember from back in 1917 who. Yeah. Let me just tell you, she was married to a landowner in that area, and but I was there as a landscaper, and we fell in love, and then we plotted to kill him. The statute of limitations, I think, is done on that.
Is this the plot of one of the erotic thrillers you're going to be covering soon on your program? Right. So yeah, he's at this market buying booze. He spots Arabella McGee, ends up chasing her into the ladies' room. And this is where we start getting the Arabella-isms. They just start flying. She's got something to say. Murphy takes her in, has her process, and then he's like, oh, let's take a look. And when he sees that name, Arabella McGee, he's really excited about that name, and I don't blame him. It's a quality name.
Yeah, when you have someone's name, it's a sense of power. He's been chasing this girl around for like multiple days. He's taken L after L, Brain. He finally got a win. He's got her name, and it's a very fun name to say.
Indeed. And then, of course, he goes back to Madame Tong's. And this time he gets into
the same conversation again, pretty much.
Basically, yes. And
she needs extra cash to make it happen.
What's going on?
We got a fourth member of the podcast here.
Accessories she doesn't wear.
We've got feedback.
Or shipping fees. She earns more.
Doesn't look like it's coming from me.
What has happened? It's Toyman. Toyman's got his super microphone on that picks up things 3 houses down. Anyway,
I was gonna say I don't know what you're picking up because nothing's on around me.
There was like a woman's voice, like a recording or something.
Maybe it's a ghost.
in the airwaves.
Right.
It's Arabella.
All right, there you go. Arabella McGee. Anyway,
I like how Brain said there's a fourth member of the podcast when there's four of us here right now.
no, that was Ryan Campbell.
That was
So
me.
you don't
Oh,
you don't
I'm
even
sorry,
listen.
Ryan.
You're
I
not
was trying to
fucking
do the
listening.
quick
I know how to fucking count. I can do math class right after sex ed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 1, it's 5. 5 voices. You bastards. Now listen.
Speaking of sex ed, I'm surprised when we were talking about the market, you didn't mention that it said economy meats on the wall, Brain. I figured you could tie that into your sexual innuendos this conversation.
Listen, I try to keep this podcast on the up and up and very classy at all
You're
times.
trying to keep
that
the meats on the up and up?
gentleman's
Okay. Toyman, somebody mute Toyman's mic. All right. Get that lady back. What she was saying more sensible things than Toyman. I don't know who the hell she was. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the final product. I don't know anything, folks. I just know this is Murphy's Law and everything that
There you go.
See that we're living the gimmick tonight.
Yeah. Matt fucked up the toss.
I fucked up the line.
I gave him the pass. He dropped it. Now we got some lady coming in here. The hell, somebody's going to lose power by the end of this program, folks. I
And then
guarantee it.
SteamYard's going to cut us off at like an hour and a half, and that's going to be the end of it.
That'll be it. And we'll come back to this next year for the 13th anniversary. So just let you have that cliffhanger all the way. We're going to need a whole year. All right.
Murphy's
Anyway.
Law 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And yeah. So Jack, he takes care of Arabella, goes back to Madame Tong's, has the same damn conversation, but this time Jan calls him a bastard. So I think that's our number 2.
To be fair, he calls her a whore first.
He does. That's you're right, Ryan Campbell. I didn't expect Toyman to bring that up, but listen,
Up there looking like a whore.
yeah, he's fired up. So then Jack goes out to his car, but he gets knocked the fuck out by Joan Freeman. She then takes
Sensational Sherry's pocketbook, apparently.
Yeah, she had a brick in there. And then she drives following Jan and Carl. They're outside
In Murphy's car.
in
That's
his
a very
car.
key
Yeah,
part,
in
yes.
his car, grabs his gun from his holster, shoots him, just fucking shoots him right there as they're trying to get in the door. Some looky-loo neighbor sees the car driving away.
Oh, looky-loo guy. Yeah, I've brought this up on multiple podcasts, and Matt, this might be something you appreciate as well. Is there's always that one guy who you just know woke up that morning before going on the set to film his one scene, and thought, "This is it. This is going to be my big break." And he practiced and tried and looked in the mirror and brought all of his loved ones together and is like, "I need your feedback on this." Because he stuck his head out that window and he's darting that head around left and right. And he's like, "Oh." And then when he tells the cops later about the license plate number, like that guy thought this was his moment.
Yeah, and he was like a poor man's Peter Scolari. So maybe he was hoping if Scolari left Bosom Buddies, he could slide in there and star opposite Tom Hanks or something. Yeah.
I think Bosom Buddies was long gone at that point. But
Yes,
point well taken.
Yeah.
He did look like Peter Scolari.
Yeah, what was Scolari? He was doing Newhart at that time.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So he could have dated Julia Duffy. Yeah.
Any more CBS references we'd like to make before we move on? Although, yeah, Bosom Buddies was on
We've
80s.
substituted soap operas for like 70s.
This was 80s, Ryan Campbell. Bosom Buddies and Newhart.
Gotcha. I don't know.
Bob Newhart. The Bob Newhart show was from the 70s.
Yeah.
And Matt fucking loves that shit. I
I
mean, he
do.
watches the fuck out of that.
That is one of my top 5. Literally, that is actually seriously the old Bob Newhart show is one of my top 5 favorite shows. Yeah, I can watch that.
I never had watched it until like COVID time.
Yeah.
It was on right after my hour of Cheers. It was even worse than that. I'd be up way too fucking late. I'd watch an hour of Cheers, then Taxi came on, and then if I still was awake, the Bob Newhart show would come on. I'm like, well, this is new to me.
Right.
If I haven't seen it, it's new to you.
It's got Marsha Wallace in there. She's good. So yeah, then she, once she's done, Joan drives Murphy back to his place, parks the car right in front of his house. He wakes up, bigger headache than usual, but it just assumes he must have blacked out and drove home.
And in the passenger seat, which as a detective, he never brings up when he's trying to prove his innocence, that he woke up in the passenger seat.
That's true. There are a few plot holes here, folks, but we don't care because it's canon and it's Bronson, and everything gets a pass. So yeah, we see the neighbor then giving the cops the description and the entire plate number. It wasn't even like, I got a partial. No, he got the whole fucking plate number because he's maximizing his goddamn minutes in this movie. So yeah, next thing you know, of course, who's going to come pounding on the door the next morning? Good old Ed Reinecke and his
He's
partner.
been waiting for this.
Yeah, he's just been waiting for Murphy to fuck up, and this is a major fuck up as far as he could tell. So yeah, they're there to arrest Murphy for murder. They take him in. There's some back and forth about, oh, your wife's a whore. She's been a whore. Why didn't you just kill her the first time she was a whore? Oh, don't you fuck your partner? There's a whole thing going on in this room. But boy, that's the smoking gun, literally. They come in. Ballistics has matched Murphy's gun as the murder weapon.
Oh, that's that, and that's it. Hands down, they're like, you're screwed now. Even his like state-appointed attorneys, like,
yeah. He's like, oh, we could probably get you a manslaughter plea and diminished capacity because you were drunk off your ass. Did you ever think I was innocent? Nope. Oh,
for a second. Have you seen you?
right.
He was going to get him 4 years for, or he could get him out on 4 years on good behavior for gunning down two people.
Yeah,
in cold blood.
Yeah.
2 years per person.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even work?
Because he's a cop, is probably going to be benefit of the doubt. And then,
I don't know. That could have given.
Why can't he just be like cops nowadays and just use flock cameras to stalk his ex?
Oh,
Yeah.
What they do nowadays.
Take that. Take current events ripped from the headlines, Ryan.
Well,
Campbell.
you guys have brought it down with all this 70s discussion. I felt like I had to try to bring something recent.
Yeah, Bronson had to do it the old-fashioned way back then. He had to creep on his wife at the strip club next to the curly-headed guy with the glasses and flannel shirt that's in every 80s strip club in every movie in the movies. And he's like, just calling his wife or ex-wife a whore. And that's how you had to do it before flock cams, you know? Guys like Bronson really had to get out there and do it.
That's right.
Toyman, Jack Murphy, ends up in lockup and he's handcuffed to a fellow prisoner. And boy, what a
You'll never guess.
Shock everyone.
Second largest city in the country. You'll never guess.
Shock the world with who he's handcuffed to, Toyman.
Yeah, and this is where we kind of veer a little bit. We're not in, buddy cop territory the way that we're talking about, like, Beverly Hills Cop or Running Scared or anything like that. But it is, again, a very different Bronson because, yes, he's playing a cop. Yes, he's still a bit of a hard ass, but he's also been played to be a little bit of a downtrodden kind of a schmuck. And now he's stuck next to this, foul-mouthed punk who tried to steal his car in the first place. So it's like, okay, I've just been set up for a murder. I'm trying to figure out my way out of this. And now I've got to deal with this bullshit.
That's right. Old Arabella McGee is back, and she's, what did you do to get arrested? Rape a nun? Like, is that, what? Is that, what's happening?
So that's where they get the idea for Bad Lieutenant.
Oh, that's the only thing. Like, a cop could do anything. A cop could do anything, but once you rape a nun, cop, all right, we'll look the other way for a lot of cop shit. But you rape a nun, we're gonna have to bring you in.
That's it. And I'm not even convinced when he finds out what he really did. She's like, "Oh, that's worse" or whatever. I don't know if it is.
I know that's pretty low. So yeah, we get some more back and forth between those two, and
let us know in the comments if killing your whore ex-wife or raping a nun is worse.
Yeah,
can we put a poll up?
Yeah,
that'll definitely get us monetized, right?
Sure.
And then demonetized immediately.
Probably thrown off YouTube. That's all right. we had a hell of a run. So yeah, we get some back and forth. Things get physical, and Murphy sees his opening, and next thing you know, he's busting out, and he's got McGee with him. Now, here's an interesting other little, like, you would think in all of this that there could be a handcuff key around, but that's on an end table somewhere. But we'll get to that. So they make their way up to the roof, doing the old little elevator trick. Like, I'm going to send this elevator to another floor, and these cops are just going to follow it because they're stupid. And they get up to the roof where there's a police helicopter that Murphy steals because at one time He was like a crew chief in the war, so he has some working knowledge of helicopters.
There we go.
So they do
I'm just
explain
surprised we
that.
didn't get a female flying it, because it seems
Right?
to be
Yeah,
the
you
MO
like.
around
I
here.
know you like. Yeah, Ryan Campbell is going to be starting femalesflyinghelicopters.com.
It just seems to keep happening.
He can cross-reference it with Will's exploding helicopters.
There you go.
And it'd just be just an internet match made in heaven. Unfortunately, this helicopter was not completely fueled up, so at some point they're out of gas, and Murphy's got to make an emergency landing, and he does so on the roof of a barn.
That had to be a tough landing on like a surface like that, a pitched roof like that. Man,
Yeah.
well done, Bronson.
He's great. He's really great. The problem, of course, is that a helicopter weighs a lot, and this roof eventually gives way, and they go crashing into the barn. And we find out barn is not on just any farm; it's a pot farm. Nowadays, that probably wouldn't be a problem, would it, Matt?
Yeah, right. Because you never know, because there's like all these rules about how you grow marijuana in California. So you never, it's possible they still could have been doing it illegally or something, but definitely not to the extent now, right? Like you wouldn't, back in the 80s, right? This was the era of Reagan, and this was, we were a couple years, right? Yeah, pretty soon, a couple of years later, Bush was going to be having somebody buy crack across the street from the White House and doing the whole setup thing there. So yeah, this was Nancy Reagan was telling everybody just say no. And so yeah, these guys were definitely these were the guys that we were told in school by police officers coming in to do DARE to stay away from.
Right. Yeah, they're bikers as well on top of that. So yeah. But when Murphy's like, take a look around, this isn't a. She's like, oh, she tries to butter him up. Like, oh, yeah, let's get high. You want some marijuana? I'm cool. I'm Arabella fucking McGee. The bikers end up knocking Murphy out. And now, why does this have to happen in all these Bronson movies, Ryan Campbell? We almost get a gang rape.
Yeah, it's not a Bronson movie till someone almost gets raped. I mean, It's kind of like the MO here. This is probably one of the, tamest ones,
right? Yeah.
Usually the ones that if the bad guy doesn't even get to do the rape, he at least rips in a titty.
Yeah, we at least get to see some titties. Yeah, right. But no, we don't see that. But fortunately, Murphy comes to. He grabs an automatic rifle, and he's like, "All right, bikers, I'm going to take that truck outside. Don't you move, or I'll kill you." And they get out there. He blows up their bikes because he's got an automatic rifle. And they don't even have to. Arabella doesn't even have to hotwire because these guys just left the keys in because they were out in the middle of the country. Who the hell was going to come by? They did not expect, Toyman, a helicopter to land on their barn and the people inside to steal their truck.
Well, not only land on the barn, but crash through the barn and then have it be this hard-nosed ex-cop with another felon who has a pre-existing rivalry with said cop. It's a comedy of errors for Jack Murphy.
And never know what the day's going to bring.
Yeah, and one of those bikers we should point out was Bronson's stepson. I think it was Paul McCallum. So, and he's also part of the end credits song with Kathleen, but we'll get to that. So their next stop is Ben Wilcove's Mountain Retreat. Ben was Murphy's old partner. He was shot in the back and had to retire. I know. So when they get to Ben's cabin, he's not there. He's not around, but Murphy almost immediately passes out. Arabella has to drag him towards this table that has a handcuff key on it. I guess just as a memento from his police. He just had shit.
Maybe it's like police stuff. You just always keep a
Yeah.
handcuff key around. You just never, you know, something's just stick with your brain. They never get over them.
So once she frees herself, she's about to go call a doctor because obviously Murphy needs some sort of medical attention. But a shotgun-toting Ben puts a stop to that. And I know, Ryan Campbell, of anyone that we've ever just popped up, you damn well know about Bill Henderson.
Oh, absolutely. And he had a very similar look when he was, of course, the one of my favorite to bring the helicopters back.
Right, bring the helicopter.
My
back.
favorite helicopter furniture delivery man.
Right.
From Buckaroo Banzai. He literally flies a helicopter that is like one of the police helicopters, so you couldn't fit any damn furniture in the damn thing. But apparently he delivers the furniture via helicopter. And his loudmouth son, what a great pair they are.
Excellent. I love seeing him do his little strut in the LA River at the end. Anyway, Ben was also in the medical corps. He had some military past. So he stitches up Murphy, diagnoses him with a concussion. And he's like, McGee, you hungry? Let's go eat. And they have a nice little chat. Meanwhile, we see Joan admiring her photo album because she's what did you say, Toyman? An unbalanced, psychotic woman?
Unbalanced, psychotic woman.
Indeed. That is what she is. We go back to Ben. Murphy has come to. McGee has made him a burnt omelet, Matt. Murphy doesn't like that though.
No. And so he's looking for one kind of breakfast only.
Yeah.
And that is Mr. Jack Daniels. That's the breakfast that he's trying to get a hold of.
We haven't seen him eat a piece of real food in the whole movie, just drinking.
No. And so, here's McGee trying to maybe extend an olive branch. But unfortunately the olive oil scorched and the omelet was burnt. But he could have been a nice guy and just taken it anyway. But that's not Jack Murphy's style. No, this is probably why he and Jan got a divorce, because
right.
he couldn't be nice enough to just eat something if it wasn't cooked right. Put too much salt in this, and then she probably said, "All right, well, you're going to wear
like
it
a whore."
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So
maybe maybe Murphy's refusal to eat something is also what caused them marital problems.
Right, exactly. It wasn't the dancing. The dancing came later. The dancing was she would have to leave the house because she was so mad about how he responded to her food and her cooking that she was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to this gentleman's club and take my clothes off.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about cunnilingus. Now listen.
Okay.
If he didn't want to do that, maybe she's like, come on now, we're married. Get down there. No way. Right. You're a whore.
Right.
Everybody sees that coochie. I don't want him down there. Anyway, maybe. I don't know, folks. I'm just theorizing here on this program. Now, so Arabella storms off. She throws the omelet at him. Ben's like, are you a fool? You got to go get that girl. I don't really know why, but just go get her. And he gives him his old backup piece. And he says, get the bastard that framed you. Other bastard.
Old Ben.
Yeah. Chekhov's backup piece.
Thank you.
I'm surprised you didn't mention more about Mr. Bill Henderson, considering he's been in so much more than just Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, like No Holds Barred?
No Holds Barred. The very first movie he was ever in, I reviewed about a year ago. He was in Trouble Man, the original Trouble Man.
Oh, the original Trouble, yeah, not the new Trouble Man.
You mentioned his medical training here. We remember that he was part of the father and son dentist team in City Slickers.
Toyman bringing the Bill Henderson filmography with him this week.
My personal favorite role was in a movie that I don't know if anyone here has seen it, but there was a great comedy from the late 90s called Trippin', and he was the surly grandfather in that film.
I could see it. I could see him playing a surly grandfather, especially by the late 90s. I mean, now we're adding like 10, 12, 13 years. Yeah. Good for you, Bill Henderson. We miss you, bit. I'm sure he's dead. So we miss you. Anyway.
Delivering furniture via helicopter in the skies now, Brain.
He is. He is.
I suppose he always was. Where else would you deliver?
He actually passed away 10 years ago, Brain. I just looked it up. And he was born in 1926.
Oh, see that now you're stealing Matt's gimmick. He knows what age people when they were born.
He would have been 100 years old.
Who they voted for in their first election when they were of legal age to do so. He has all those stats. And he repeats them ad nauseum on his program. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, may I direct you to the Direct to Video Connoisseur podcast? Thank you. So yeah, where were we? Where were we before I don't know, was rude to my guest? And
Bronson left to get
Bronson
McGee.
left. He catches up with but yeah, as soon as he leaves, Ben's like looking around. Like you can tell he's been out there. He's like, something's not quite right here in my mountain retreat, but I'm gonna go in because these bastards left me a bunch of dishes to do. So he's doing the dishes, and when he's done doing that, he's doing some dying. Poor Ben on
They
crutches.
dragged this one out too. He's just limping around his house waiting to get killed.
Yeah, that's sad.
Only he had a backup piece.
Right. So yeah, now at this point, Murphy has caught up with McGee, and now she's going to come along with him voluntarily, basically because what else has she got to do? And so they make it back to downtown LA, and McGee's like, I need more than a fucking Jack Daniels to live on, so we're going to stop and get some food, and that's where she sees the newspaper and the headline about Ben's murder. Now, I did see somebody point this out. I don't remember where, but it's like, yeah, well, how did they instantly get this news? And why do they assume Murphy went up there? And like, what motive would he have to, but whatever. It just worked.
And that is the quick to print newspaper.
Right,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, it was like an evening edition.
Names? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, who would even know he was dead up there? Like, how it could be days before anyone was like, something smells weird from that.
Was he doing the neighbors' dishes, and one of them went to go like claim their dishes and found them dead?
To be fair, we could assume that the killer would like put a call in or something.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
That is
Because
true.
he's trying to make things harder for him.
Right.
So
Maybe the
that-
neighbor guy called again.
Yeah, I don't feel like
Lowry
that's
was
the problem as much as the quick to print. Unless they really took their time driving from the cabin to the
Right.
meal-
Yeah.
to
Maybe
the
it was
diner.
too. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, obviously this is bothering Jack because Ben was a good old dude, as I believe Arabella said, or nice old guy, or whatever. He was nice, and it was sad to see him on the floor getting shot. Come on, movie, you're pulling at our heartstrings. Anyway,
Did
Murphy.
we skip over the tub death?
Not yet. We're getting there.
Okay. I can-
Rub a dub dub.
I'm sorry.
The judge is in the tub, but we'll get there because first Murphy's like, that fucking Frank Vincenzo is responsible for all this. So now, Ryan Campbell, we're going to see Joan preparing to take out her next victim, and that was the judge at her trial.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Judge Kellerman. They're both at the same restaurant. They're making eyes from across the room. Judge Kellerman, played by Jerome Thor.
Apparently,
who
he's got thing for redheads.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt has seen in many things.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't think to look him up.
You want to know who
his-
Jerome?
so
He's
rough.
in a lot of things. He's in Kinjite. He's
10 to
in
Midnight.
10
10
to
to
Midnight.
Midnight,
He's the
yeah.
coroner. He is one of those guys that Bronson would get, much like Angela Lansbury would get her old timer friends spots on Murder, She Wrote, so they could keep their SAG benefits. Jerome Thor was one of Bronson's guys. So he would always make sure he had some kind of, even if it's just a small role, he would get his boys work so they can keep their benefits.
Solid guy.
Bronson.
Based on his IMDb, Matt may have seen him in an episode of Quincy.
I saw
Oh,
he-
yeah.
I saw he did a Quincy episode. He played a businessman in Chips, he was
Oh, yeah,
he was
you
kind
saw
of
that.
working like you said. He was kind of just doing these parts that he could do from time to time to keep that SAG card. And yeah, I think it's a good thing to be able to do that. Someone like Jerome Thor would be able to keep those benefits because it's when you're out of work as an actor, you're trying to find work. It's not easy, to get health insurance and stuff like that. So
No.
nowadays, I think actors have to do things like work at Trader Joe's and stuff, So
Oh, my
if
word.
only they had a Bronson to,
Right. To
get
be
them-
their
keep them-
champion.
yeah, it's a shame.
So once things start clearing out at the restaurant, the judge, he's got it like, I seem to have seen you somewhere before. And then Joan is like, would you like to join me for dessert? And next thing you know, Ryan Campbell, they're in this wacky hotel room.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Turkish bathhouse or something because it's
Yeah.
like this 8-foot deep tile tub with like exposed piping all around it.
Mhm.
And he's just like sitting down, and it's the weirdest thing. This whole scene is just bizarre. But
Yeah.
she drowns him in like the most weird way, because the way they shot it, like that, there's no other way to do it. Because she can't move to get around him, or like
Right.
like a normal tub scene. You could be up by the shoulders and just
Yeah.
hold him down. But she's like, they're in this prison weird thing, so she has to just pick him up by the ankles, and
Yeah.
he just loses. It's like when you flip over a crocodile, they just go limp. He just, I guess, when his heels go up, he just completely goes limp. He just drowns in the tub.
And then just to make sure that if that didn't work, she goes and throws the lamp in there too.
From the second story down
Yeah.
into the tub, right?
Right, because
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah,
fucking well in their hotel room.
Weird.
Just like-
I've seen enough movies from like oldie times to know kind of like I had never seen anything like that before. Is that
Yeah,
some
this-
form of architecture I must have missed
Yeah.
out on?
It was like built right after the market. They like, let's build a real old timey hotel that they could use one day to drown a judge in.
They had no better options for a tub. Like
But that's probably why they picked. Like, nobody's ever seen such a thing.
yeah.
This is very interesting.
The director of photography really liked it, but nobody
Yeah.
nobody on the front team.
Like, I stayed at this hotel downtown. Oh, they had this tub right next to the. Well, you gotta go down steps to get to it. I don't fucking know. There's a
Mr.
lamp.
Thompson, I don't understand how she's supposed to hold him down. Just pick him up by the ankles.
It would have been more realistic if he hit his head on one of the exposed pipes and was
Yeah.
knocked
Oh
unconscious,
yeah,
right?
it looked like you got a 60% chance of dying in that tub, even if you don't have this.
Right, yeah,
Psycho
that's
with you.
not, yeah, that was like a grandfathered in tub. You couldn't build that tub today and get away with it. Hell no.
Right,
That,
it looks
that
like-
had like a historical landmark tub. That's the only reason it was allowed to be.
Yeah, it'd be like a reject on do-it-yourself YouTube or TikTok, right? You know, like the do-it-yourselfer, and everybody's like, "Look at how horrible this do-it-yourselfer did," and they have to like turn off the comments because everybody's just killing them for how bad they redesigned their tub. Well, the whole time it was the Murphy's Law tub.
And also I think it goes to show, and not that I should be one preaching about this, but core strength is very important, because
Yes,
that judge could obviously not even do one sit-up to get his head above water.
Right. Or were his heels so calloused that even the fact that he
yeah.
was wet, they wouldn't slip out of her hand. He
Yeah.
couldn't slip them out of her hand. So like there was that much friction from his heels that he couldn't slip out of her grasp.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
it
should-
has 3 steps. I'm looking at a picture of it now. At least there might be more out of frame. I don't know, but it's got 3 steps leading down into the tub, and then there's a window at the top.
right, yeah, of course.
And the shot from the window, it looked like the thing's 15 feet down.
Well, yeah, he had no core strength. He may have had dry heels. She may have done him a favor. I don't know. He was in bad shape, is what we're trying to get.
Do your crunches.
Yeah, so he dead. So he's done. All right, now Murphy and McGee have made it to Frank's swanky apartment building, and McGee uses her feminine wiles, and paired with a damsel in distress routine, because there's these 2 security guards at the lobby, and she's like, "Oh, I have a flat tire. Hey, junior security guard, go out there and help her. I'm gonna take her up to a empty apartment, and we're gonna do it."
For 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
He thought a lot of himself, apparently.
Maybe 2 minutes to do it and 18 to smoke.
I was going
a
to say,
cigarette.
it might be a pretty slow elevator for all we know. I don't
That's
know.
true too, and yeah, it may have been like smoking a cigarette time as well. We don't know.
Well, it was a slow elevator, right? We find out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because again, we're at all the historical places in LA. We're going to this building. We're going to go be at the Bradbury Building at the end, which is truly, and then yes, the weird bathtub hotel, which we should probably do some research on and see if it's still there. What was it? And yeah,
I was doing very little bit of some Googling while we were talking about it. And the best I could find was like one still image like that I wasn't talking about, but not a lot of details on it.
damn it. All right. Well, the security guard, and he does it. Murphy takes out the guy who's going to help with the tire. He comes in, makes it there just before the horny security guard gets too far with Arabella. Now the next move is for McGee. I don't know where they got this pizza. Was the pizza there in the lobby? I don't remember. Anyway, she gets a pizza box, and she makes it all the way up to the penthouse, which is where our man Frank lives, of course. Now, Frank is inside his apartment watching porn and being pleasured by a whore. Toyman, tell us about this scene.
I mean, there's really nothing else to be said. They're watching porn and pretty much reenacting what's on the screen, at least as far as we can tell in this R-rated feature here.
There was a moment before this, though, Brandon, I feel like was like the starting of the crack a little bit of the barrier that Murphy has put up, because he asks McGee why she steals cars. This is like right after he saves her.
Right.
And she says it's better than being a whore. And you see him kind of like, oh, I like this girl.
I think that comes.
Like
that's coming in a bit. That's coming in a bit when they're at.
I thought it was
Arts.
after he. Okay, I apologize.
It's okay.
It's a different swanky apartment. I thought
it was
swanky
after
apartment.
It's Art's bachelor pad where he has to bring all those so when he's good there to slay the poon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got that bachelor pad
with a tourist poster of Hawaii from a travel agency in his bathroom.
Oh, let me tell you about my bachelor's pad. It's got about 85 Star Wars figures around the bear at the top. It's got a bunch of hot toys, NECA turtles. It's oh man, the
ladies love it.
They do. The panties drop when they see all this.
Panties drop indeed on this.
Have you seen my life-size Power Ranger helmets, miss?
Oh, that's all I'll be wearing when you come over.
You could try on the Lord Zed one.
Oh my word. I don't remember what we were. Oh yeah, so Jack crashes the porn party that's going on in Frank's thing, and he just starts beating the crap. He's just roughing up Frank. He's like, admit what you done. I've done nothing. No, you've hired someone to do it. Tell me the name. And
he also has the little pink Speedo on.
Yeah.
Like in Running Scared. Why this was like a thing they did to these guys is put them in like a silk robe and like a little pink Speedo. That's like thing that you had to do.
We might have to have a Who Wore It Best award.
Well, that'll be on the red carpet before we do the golden.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Who wore it best?
Oh wow, this thing's snowballing. Anyway, McGee's like, yeah, I think he's telling the truth. This guy's like about to shit himself. He's crying. He's sniveling. All right, well, if he's telling the truth, now what? Because that was Murphy's big that's the guy who's been doing all this. Completely forgetting it was a woman on the phone who said she was going to kill him and make his life miserable. But again,
that would have been hilarious. So like one moment where he's like, "Shit, did I kill her?"
Well,
maybe I did. I don't know.
I also love too that these mob guys are getting a ration of shit from Jack Murphy for actually not having done anything, because the brother didn't kill the woman, did he? Or did he?
We don't know. It doesn't matter. He's dead.
Right. He's dead. Right. Exactly. Right. And now, it's like, okay, well, he didn't. He
tried to resist arrest. So, I mean, I guess that was there.
Right. Exactly.
Jack Murphy was able to connect those dots. Like, hey, he tried to take a woman hostage. Then he was trying to run. I told him to stop. He wouldn't stop. So I stopped him. Right, okay. Exactly. That checks out, Murph. All right.
Right. Yeah. Now Frank here, he's just, relaxing, watching porn, and I mean, yes, I think his mother did tell him he needed to take out that cop bastard, but it was on the
obviously not the top priority.
It was on the to-do list. He's like, I'll get to it when I get to it, Mom,
Yeah. I got to have a horde come and blow me while I'm watching porn first.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So now what? Well, he has no choice. He's got to go to Art for help. So we get Art and McGee going after each other. And, this is the part of the Bronson that reminded me of my late great-grandfather, because he hits just like my grandfather would. Jesus Christ! He's just so frustrated with these people just bickering at one another. I was like, oh, I've heard that many a time in my life. Was never directed at me, thankfully, but somebody pissed him off. But yeah, these two are pissing him off. And he's like, you got to go on the computer. Oh, the computer? Oh,
That could take days.
oh my goodness. Like at this point, computers just weren't part of the normal routine. Like you had to go to the special, like now they're just everywhere.
He probably had to like sign into a special area
Right.
that he was like, and he'd be on the record that he had to go in and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, another thing that's quite different than today's world, but yeah, you'll figure it out. So just look for murder cases that me and Ben worked on and anybody who may have gotten out. All right. Well, he has no choice. Now we cut back to Frank, who has been emasculated by Murphy. And he's like, all right, now I got to do what my mom told me to do, which is also kind of emasculating. But anyway, he's like, all right, we need this motherfucking Murphy dead.
Still in his peak speedo, by the way.
Right. Oh yeah. I think he put the robe on at this point. Maybe. Maybe not.
No, the robe was back. Yeah, the robe was on. Yeah, he was like smashing.
He was
the
trying to
statues and
smash,
stuff.
and it
His
didn't
own
work.
shit. Yeah, I'm just smashing his own shit. Like,
Yeah.
does anything.
Yeah.
That's right. But yeah, so back at art, McGee is watching Murphy shave. This is where we see that fine Hawaii poster. This annoys Murphy that she's just watching him. Also annoying is that she insists that he have mayonnaise on his sandwich.
Did the shaving cream remind her of mayonnaise? Like, where did that felt a little out of place?
I think she's really into white goo. What do you think, Toyman?
Oh man.
Wow.
Even just the notion.
I don't know. There's a lot of sexually charged commentary from your side brain. I mean, do we have to do one of those Bulletproof After Dark columns for Actionversary?
Please don't.
The Barbasol was a green colored can too. So was that like mint Barbasol? Like I didn't know Barbasol came
That's
in
like the sensitive skin one.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I mean, obviously,
man uses that on his head.
That's the Baja Blast one.
The Baja Blast.
Yeah. Brian uses it on top of his root beer floats, and Toyman uses it on his head.
It has so many uses.
Yeah. And this is where you were talking, Ryan, where she's like, well, I'd rather be a thief than a whore. And I thought to myself, why are these the only options you have, young lady? Why can't you be a cashier at a department store or perhaps a mail carrier or realtor or a data entry operator so you could help Art on the computer? No, There's two options, thief or whore.
This was the 80s too. This was the someone's going to take a chance on you age.
Yeah.
You didn't need to go in with your resume. You just would show up and you would. Yeah. I see you need somebody to work. Yeah. And
Did you give them the firm handshake and look them in the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, so to your point, Brain, today, if you couldn't say that today to somebody, right? They say like my options are thief or whore. And you say, oh, what if you do this? Have you tried looking on Indeed? And it's like, no, it's like slop AI ads on Indeed. Like they would have a good answer for that. Whereas in this case, it's like,
it's 7 rounds. You have to have a bachelor's degree for entry level to make like $12 an hour. It's ridiculous. And and 2/3 of the jobs are fake anyway.
Right. Mm-hmm. In 1986, somebody would have taken a chance on Catherine Wilhoit, and she would have made her way up from like cashier to manager. She would have, shift supervisor, all the way through. And then at some point, she probably could have retired on that income.
Yes. Yeah. But she didn't see it that way, apparently. Then we get McGee telling Murphy that she likes him older. Matt, here you go. Please give us the age gap between Arabella McGee and Jack Murphy. I'm sure you have that information at your fingertips.
Oh, it's a good 40 years. Yeah. Bronson was born in 21, and Will Hoyt, I believe, was 64 or 62. So 64 actually. So it's even more than 40 years difference. So, I'm not saying that she could have been his grandfather, but she definitely could have been.
Couldn't have been his grandfather. No,
sorry, he couldn't have been her grandfather, but he could have been her grandfather's younger brother. Is probably,
Right.
age-wise where that would have been there. But yeah, for sure. There's definitely it's not a May-December romance, more like a January-December romance in that case.
Thank you very much. The Rain Man of people's ages, Matt Poirier. We get so Art calls. He interrupts the flirting. Thank God. He has 3 possible names, and so he's talking to him. And Murphy is looking at today's paper, and he sees that Judge Kellerman is dead as well. And now he's like, okay, who was the judge on the Joan Freeman case? It was Kellerman. Oh shit, where's she at now? Oh, she's at this cheap motel downtown. So we know where we're going, the cheap motel downtown. But she's there, Toyman, and she has another visitor. It's her psychiatrist, and this isn't going to end well for that poor woman.
No, and this makes all the sense in the world that not only am I portraying her as being unstable here in the commentary, but it's proof that she's working through some things. And when the therapist visits her, she's working out. But the only exercise that's about to happen in this hotel room is death, because everything that Joan touches turns to the bloody demise of the people she interacts with, and her therapist is not spared.
Yeah, she gets choked out with an extension cord and then shoved in the closet. When Murphy and McGee arrive at the hotel, they have slimy Robert Axelrod to deal with, Matt.
Yes.
I know you're a big Robert Axelrod fan.
Oh, yes. He's a classic, right? That you just sort of see and stuff. And he's, like you said, he's slimy. He's sufficiently slimy. It does not take a lot of work for him, or it doesn't take a lot of work on Jack's part to get him to give up the information on where Joan Freeman is living. It's pretty much just like, I think he just grabs him by the collar, and that's about it. It's not a lot of beating or anything like that. So, and that's par for the course from an Axelrod role.
And he runs and calls the Frank Vincenzo tip line.
Right. Right, because which works out because Luisi, so that's a good point. Yeah, the Frank Vincenzo tip line to kind of get him there. The other thing too, back to Ryan's point about these actors with their small parts, like really trying to make the most of it. That therapist, when she gets strangled, what a great look on her face when Freeman strangles her from behind, like that, she really sells it there. And then, of course, later when they find her body, I'm assuming that's probably also her as well. So she had to sit in makeup for that scene.
Yeah. Ryan Campbell, I will throw a bit of a challenge your way. Did you recognize Robert Axelrod?
I did not know.
He's in Death Wish 4. He's the bartender when he goes in with the fake bottle of wine before he blows up the restaurant. So he's another one who pops up in these little roles. I don't think he was worrying about SAG benefits, but maybe he was. But yeah, Robert Axelrod, I don't care for him at all. He's a slime ball. I think he's dead too, though. So
he did pass, yes, unfortunately.
Goodbye, Axelrod. I think Axelrod is like a Chevy dealer here.
Yeah, I've heard that name multiple times.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an Axelrod in Obama or Clinton's administration as well?
I think he's on CNN now.
Is he okay? So he's making the circuit. He's doing the yeah.
There's information you're not going to get on every podcast. CNN hosts.
I wonder if they're related there, right? Yeah.
Former White House aides.
CNN
hosts.
Jack Axelrod. I don't know if his name is Jack. I know Jack Murphy. And I know Jack Murphy's Law, unlike Matt Pereira. All right, now we go. They go. They being Arabella and Jack Murphy. They get up to the Jones thing. They see the freaking photo album. They find the dead psychiatrist in the closet. And Murphy does the classic. Here's the pad of paper. Get the pencil. I've got an address here. It's a Malibu address. But before they can go to this Malibu address, we do get some of the bad guys who are coming to collect on Murphy. They escape. So they're on their way to Malibu. Murphy gives all the backstory about how this whole Joan Freeman thing happened. Her boyfriend at the time, she thought he was cheating on her. She went crazy at the Bradbury Building. And now they're headed to the home of Albert Skinner, who was the prosecutor who sent Joan away. And they go into this mansion. And we get Mr. Skinner, Mr. Skinner, over and over again.
Like an episode of The Simpsons.
Right. Principal Skinner. Right. But
Not
yeah,
like a like doo-doo brow or something like that. She's running out of names, I guess, at this point. She's run out of.
She is. But Murphy finds, after they call for Mr. Skinner 19 times and he doesn't answer, it's because he had a plastic bag over his head and
That'll do it.
he dead. But McGee finds herself abducted by Joan, and then when Murphy goes to find McGee, he sees the note to meet them where it all started. And again, we just learned where it all started because we got the exposition, and we find ourselves at the famous Bradbury Building, which has been used for many movies. I think Blade Runner is probably one of the most famous.
What a cool building, though.
Yeah.
And
And
everybody wants to use it.
so Jack knows exactly what she's talking about. So Jack calls the cops. They're like, hey, we got to get some guys down there. But of all the people, Matt, to answer that fucking phone.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like these cops in the movies, even Bronson. Now, granted, people have gotten the drop on him multiple times in this movie, so it's not like he's completely impervious. But, we on the outside are like, Louise's a jerk off. What are you doing? Telling him, anything. Make sure you get your friend on the phone. But in his mind, he's like, he's a fellow cop. He's not going to do anything wrong. Turns out, not the right idea.
I blame the chief. He needs to know his staff better.
Yeah.
He never should have put him on Jack's case in the first place. He probably shouldn't have sent him out. Dude, get your guys together. But to your point, he probably was assuming well, he'll be a professional. He'll set it aside.
Right. Of course, Ed does nothing that Murphy asked to do. He's like, okay, tell the lieutenant, tell Art, get a bunch of black and whites down there. This shit's about to hit the fan, man. We got to do this. No, who does Ed reach out to? Frank Vincenzo. Son of a bitch. So Murphy arrives at the Bradbury Building. We should point out it's fucking raining outside, so we let's build up this drama. He gets in, does not realize that McGee is tied up and gagged in the elevator well, the little spot below.
Yeah, crushed by the elevator.
Yeah. So she's there. She can't scream out with one of her Arabella isms because she's gagged. And what did we talk about last week, Ryan Campbell, on this very program about Showdown in Little Tokyo and about the pictures found within that on IMDb?
Yeah, that these people, man, these weird freaks. Most of I guess I should be careful because most of them are the ones that frequent our site.
Yeah.
But yep, you pull up the images and there is McGee gagged right there.
Yep.
First photo that isn't a cover of the DVD.
I told you. Here we go. Yes. So yeah, they frequent this site indeed. Anyway.
It's a good. I will say it's a good SEO trick. I discovered. Mention things like that. I discovered it because I made a joke about there's a Van Damme movie where he was, there's a classic torture scene and he's hanging upside down in this one. And I was looking at the tags and one of them said shirtless male bondage. Yeah. So I made a paragraph joking about that. It's if people are interested in shirtless male bondage, this movie's definitely got it. Yeah. And what ended up being the most popular Van Damme post on my site. You look at the keywords and there it is. So I think my most popular Dolph movie for a while was Army of One, the Joshua Tree, because Kristen Alfonso, her character gets nude, but she doesn't. It's a stunt double.
Right. Just like last week in Showdown in Little Tokyo. Also, male bondage in Showdown in Little Tokyo.
You mention those things and then when you go, it's that's what gets the even if you're mentioning it as a joke or if there's no images of it or anything like that, it's, that's what brings people to the site.
I saw
sick bastards.
Yeah, I saw an interesting SEO recently on our site. It it said a review of The Dragon's Vengeance starring goddamn Barry Chan. Now, I don't know how that happened, but the SEO can't be wrong, can it?
If we only
Toyman?
knew. If we only knew how that happened.
Yeah. If you only knew what would happen if you Google right now, goddamn Barry Chan, I can tell you the top results are going to bring you to bulletproofaction.com. So you're welcome, Toyman.
The more love shown for Barry Chan, the better. Even if you got to call him goddamn, because goddamn can be a positive adjective, not just in the curmudgeonly way you describe him as.
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
Well, back to the movie.
back to the movie. Frank and his goons have pulled up. Ed is there to meet him, and Frank's like, "Well, go in there and get him." And at first, Ed's like, "Whoa, what are you afraid?" "Oh, hell no, I'm not afraid."
No,
I'm
this
Ed."
guy's only killed every single person we've sent after him. No,
I'm
afraid at
Ed
all.
Right, so he goes in, he pulls a gun on Murphy, and Bronson's like, "You dirty bastard."
The thing that I like about that scene is that when Frank tells him to go in there, you can see the marquee for the movie theater, and it looks like it's like foreign films, but the one dead center is corruption. So it's like a little bit of, it's very
Nice.
thematic the way they
Yeah.
fit that in there.
Very nice, J. Lee Thompson, or whoever the DOP was, or a combination of the two. Brilliant. So yeah, Joan though is the one who ends up shooting Ed because we should point out she has a fucking crossbow.
Great sound effect too. Anytime she shoots, it goes like the.
Right, it's like a cat hitting like those like those things that like protect the door. The door stops, right? Exactly, the cat hitting the door stop.
Yep.
It's yeah.
Matt watched 7 of those videos before logging into this podcast.
Yes, one where the cat was reaching his paw underneath the door, so you just see the paw come through the door and pull the doors. Yeah, but the sound is almost identical when the arrows hit the wall.
That's probably what the Foley artist captured to get the sound.
He was at home and he saw his cat doing that. It's like,
Yeah.
That's it. I've got it.
So then Frank is now outside and like Ed's not showing up. So like, all right, we're gonna do it ourselves. Come on, boys. And they go in there and they all get it from Murphy. And Murphy, once again gets to say his catchphrase. And what's that? What's that catchphrase?
Don't fuck with Jack Murphy.
There it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know how I missed it. I still don't understand because I even was looking over your notes where it's listed in the notes and I
Right.
saw it and I still don't really know. Like,
and I almost didn't put it in the notes because I'm like, well, everyone should know this, but I'm like, no.
but even with it in the notes, I missed it.
Right, exactly.
I saw it, had it in my head, and then for some reason, I don't even know where that came from. I don't know.
You
I
probably
must
started
have.
thinking about the Love Boat or something.
I had too much Pepsi or something tonight, and yeah,
there's no such thing, but all right.
It was racing.
I understand. Once Murphy is done with Frank and his goons, Joan's like, time to kill your girlfriend. And at first, Murphy's like, what's she talking about? And then she hits that elevator, and he's like, oh, shit. She's got her down in there. So Murphy's got to race down the stairs. He gets McGee out of the elevator well in the nick of time. And then Joan shoots her in the back and hear that bong sound.
You missed the best line. One of the greatest lines in movie history, maybe the greatest line in movie history, is when he gets her out of there and she goes, "What took you so long, butt crust?"
Right.
I love that line. I'm sorry. I had to because it is. I mean, I don't know what other.
You pointed out. That's why I called you the direct-to-video butt crust at the start because I know how much you love, and I knew you would take that as a compliment.
Yes, absolutely.
To be associated with such a fantastic line.
Oh yes. Yes.
I mean, these are the types of things. There's been so many. We've talked about in the past how some episodes. We have all kinds of songs that we work in. This one has been one that maybe has some great T-shirt options, like "What took you so long, butt crust."
There you go.
We should have a whole store of just stupid T-shirts with stupid sayings on them.
My friends and I used to call each other butt crust
Yeah.
because of this movie. I don't remember when I first saw it, whether it was like the Movie Loft or WLVI 56, and one of those two channels. But we friends of it, we'd all seen it separately, and one of them called what somebody else butt crust, and I was like, oh, I know where you got that from, and so we were just that was the name.
Where he got the butt crust from was not wiping well, and that's why this episode of the Bulletproof Podcast is brought to you by Dude Wipes.
Use promo code Bulletproof to get nothing, actually.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that would help you with
If
your
enough
butt
of
crust,
you,
everyone.
hey, if enough of you put the code in, maybe they'll be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's not working, but man, they must have heard it from somewhere. That's right. Come on now.
There you go.
Avoid butt crust, Dude Wipes. Now, so yeah, she being Arabella gets shot in the back. So we're to kind of assume she dead because so many people have died. Why not?
Literally everybody else that she's attacked
Right.
has died. So
now it's just you and me, Murphy. And when he gets back up to her, now she has a freaking fire axe, and she's taking swings at Murphy. He avoids a fatal blow, but he does catch some.
takes a good one to the gut. Yeah.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, though, she's over the rail and she's holding on to that axe, but she's wearing those leather gloves.
Yeah.
And she can't get a good grip. This is just beautiful right here. And she's begging for help, begging.
Starts panicking.
Oh, yeah.
But she's angry.
Yeah, she's mad. She's just all the emotions are flooding into her right now. And yeah, she's panicking. So that grip
all
is
the
getting even
weeks
worse.
all the weeks of planning and work.
Yeah,
and
she didn't
just
have this
screwed it
on.
up because she got it's like they call it like summit syndrome when people climb Everest and they get to like the last quarter of it where they can see the summit and then they end up dying because they push themselves too hard at the end.
Yeah.
Like you do 95% of the way you worked hard and that last 5% you just fuck it up.
We talked about how calculated she was. This almost seems like this was I mean, obviously she just broke that glass and took the axe out.
Oh yeah, when she
This
finally
was
had
like-
him in front of her, like the motion got to her and
This was an impromptu decision and she pays for it.
Yeah.
So she's there and this is just wonderful. Wonderful. I love this. I love it. She tells Murphy to go to hell. And ever the gentleman, Jack Murphy, says, ladies first. And she falls to her death. That is a great line. That is a great death. God bless Murphy's Law. Now we hear the sign. The cops are there. The paramedics are there. Murphy's loaded into the back of an ambulance. And you know who else is in that ambulance? Toyman. Again, try to fool us with this. Try to shock us with the information that you're about to give us.
That the odd couple are reunited here at the end of the film, and
yeah.
both of them are alive and well.
Yeah. And she's as foul-mouthed as ever. And Murphy tells her he's going to wash out her mouth with a bar of soap, maybe 2 bars, and then continue all the way to the other end of her body.
To get rid of the butt crust.
I don't know what that means. There you go. They'll do it.
Yeah, because they didn't have dude wipes in
Maybe
1986.
not. No.
No, he's just got to get a big old block of ivory and start cleaning.
Well, he does say he's gonna get a whole case.
Yeah, she's going to need it. And then we cue the end credits, and old Kathleen performs the Murphy's Law theme. She really gave it her all on this one. And again, the McCallums are involved in that song. Yeah, she just was singing her heart out. Matt, you are our guest. Your final thoughts on Murphy's Law.
You know, if people ever say, like, why do you like action movies so much? You know, people ask a question like that. I've never really been asked it, but, you know, they might. This is why. This movie is the whole point of watching action movies, is to find a Murphy's Law. Everything about this movie is beautiful. I love this one. Watching it again was a ton of fun. Talking about it's been a ton of fun. But, yeah, it doesn't get much better than Murphy's Law for when it comes to an action movie like this.
Ryan Campbell, I think we watched this one before.
Yeah. We've watched it before. There's no way I've known you the years that I have and you haven't.
Yeah, this is
Watched
definitely
Murphy's
one I'm
Law.
going to, yeah.
I think it was way back in your old apartment at some point. But I like this one for just the different take that Bronson brings to the role. Like he's a cop. It's in LA. It'd be so easy for him to just like, and he still manages to get his Bronson stuff in there, but playing the disheveled, the beat down, the bottom of the barrel guy, even like when things have gone against him in other movies where, his wives and his love interest keeps dying, he always tends to kind of have this like a little bit of swaggers to him still.
Right.
And I feel like he kind of is trying not to, you can almost see like him trying not to have that swagger in the first 2/3 of the film. And then he starts kind of getting it back towards the end. And then we get the triumphant leading up to the ladies first at the end. So it's definitely, I think, a different take from him. And of course, him playing off McGee is kind of, we haven't seen him really do a lot of stuff like that. So a little different take from a very familiar role that we've seen him in. I think it kind of like he shines doing that.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, again, different Bronson, definitely a different partner. Remo hates the couch. And a different villain as well. Toyman, your thoughts?
When I was younger, this one, I'll have to admit, felt disappointing because it came out after Death Wish 3, which was peak Bronson, peak canon, however you want to look at it. So when I was younger, it was kind of disappointing to see that it was almost more of a, to Ryan's point, like a character study for Bronson. Like he wasn't really necessarily involved in a lot of the action. A lot of the murder scenes and the gunplay and stuff was all the Joan Freeman scenes. But looking back at it through older eyes, it really does show the range that he was actually putting into this, that he's still this hardened cop, but he's not, the vigilante or the tough guy or the one that everybody's afraid of. Like he's the one that everybody's putting down. Everything's going wrong. His life is falling apart. And then to the point that we made earlier, a very different villain. You've got a psychotic woman as opposed to the mob boss being the big heavy of the film or the gang or the street thugs or anything like that. So it works more as a thriller than a flat out action film. And looking at it that way, I think it's one of his most fun films for sure.
It also has one of the most unique bathtubs in the history of film.
For sure.
Which I think they probably just retrofitted one of those elevator shafts for that bathtub, given how deep it was.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of deep wells in this movie, and we've gone as deep as we can with it. And well, that's all I have to say about Murphy's Law. Again, one of my favorite of the Bronson canon years. And I'm glad we got to talk about it as part of our special Actionversary Week episode of the Bulletproof podcast. Once again, Matt, why don't you share some plugs with us? Where can people find you? Where can they hear you talk about people's ages and all the other things that you do?
Yeah, so dtvconnoisseur.blogspot.com, if I can say it. That's the site. That's where you can find links to everything. The podcast is linked on there, but you can also find the podcast on all major podcatchers for the most part. Spotify, iTunes, all of that. So yes, you can check us out there. We are on YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel. That's right now. It's mostly just pushing the podcast episodes there. I used to do original videos. I might get back into that as well. But again, the site has everything. Also, Letterboxd. We're on Letterboxd. I put lists up on there. For example, Dolph Lundgren. I have my top Dolph Lundgren movies. It's about 88 films.
Yes.
Yeah, so I kind of list everything out there. Hellfire recently was added there. I don't think it made top 50 or 60, but so I didn't.
That's too bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think at one point in the 12-year history of BulletproofAction.com, someone may have said we had more Dolph content than anyone else, and that is a fucking lie, because nobody has more Dolph content than direct-to-video Connoisseur. So check out, if you're a Dolph fan, you should be over there.
Yeah, I think Hellfire was our 77th Dolph movie that we reviewed on the site. So the Letterboxd has some other things on it that like I wouldn't review, like Hail Caesar or Johnny Mnemonic. They're listed in there as well. But yeah, or Aquaman. I wouldn't do Aquaman on direct video Connoisseur.
Right.
So that's why it's got 88. But yeah, 77. We're going to try to get him into 80 movies by the end of the year. We'll see if anything else new comes out. So
very good. Yeah. I wish you well in that endeavor. That's quite a milestone. We will celebrate it when it happens.
Yes, right.
So yeah, there you go. We obviously encourage you to check out Matt's work. He's always been a great supporter of ours and participated in our Actionversary posts, and obviously he's participated in this podcast. If you haven't figured it out, he's been the fourth voice, not the fifth voice. The fifth voice was that woman who we still don't know who she was. But
we got to credit her, so we better figure it out.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't find out this gets monetized someday, because she's gonna have her hand out. I got news for you. But right now, I also got news.
If she knows where we can find that tub, then we will pay her. That's
true.
I've earned it.
Indeed. You know what? If you know about that tub, you can let us know on social media at Bulletproof Pod on X and Blue Sky, at Bulletproof Action on Instagram and Facebook. We're also at Bulletproof Pod on Letterboxd. And of course, we too have a YouTube channel that you should be subscribing to and watching, so we hit our hours. We're 1,000 hours away. Is that what you said?
3,000, Brain.
Oh, 3,000.
Yes.
Well, I heard they're upping it. They're upping it to 8,000 watch hours in the new year.
Fucks. So we got to hurry up.
Damn. Yeah, definitely. Because
we got to get grandfathered in.
It does come a little quicker than you think once you get rolling on it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. It doesn't take 20 minutes, but yeah, definitely head over there, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We did have somebody comment during last week that our podcast was longer than the movie.
Indeed, which is rare for us.
Yes.
This one may be as well, but we got Chatty Cathy, Matt Poirier with us, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, Chris has been on my podcast before. He knows, like, my podcast. I don't plan to go
4
double
hours, don't you?
Yeah. We don't plan to go that long, but the next thing you know, we're talking about Alice, and it's
Vic Tayback deserves some talk in the year 2026. Right. I got news for you.
I fully support that.
Well, of course you do. Or if you really want a long show, go over to the PM Entertainment podcast, because not only do we talk for about 900 hours, John then inserts an interview, and you'll be there all week. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Speaking of podcasts, we're going to be back next. Matt, you won't have to suffer with us next week. But Matt, who's here? Oh, Toyman and Ryan. Maybe we'll get Chad Cruz. I don't know. But yeah. We're done with Actionversary, and you know what that means. It's time to go back to school. And we will go with a little Treat Williams in the Substitute 3 Winner Takes All, as we pick up where we left off last year. So,
excellent choice. We were just talking not that long ago about what if the Substitute series became the juggernaut that the Sniper series has become. So it'll be nice to go take a look back at another one of the latter day sequels.
Indeed. So that is coming next week right here on the Bulletproof Podcast. I want to thank everyone for helping get Bulletproof Action to 12 years, the 12th Actionversary. Obviously, we would not be doing any of this. Well, again, I probably would, but it's better when there's actually people reading and participating and listening to the podcast and doing all that. And I want to thank all three of you gentlemen, because again, you've contributed over the years and you will continue to contribute, or you will find out about Jack. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to threaten people on this program. But yes, I do want to thank everyone. Thank you all for listening. And as always, stay tuned for more of the Bulletproof